Welcome to Lanmoutarot. This is a general reading for Virgo, Sun, and Rising star sign, especially, or anyone who feel like watching this reading. There's a message in there for you. This is a year in a preview reading for 2020. We'll pull a card for each month of the year. Then we'll do a mini love reading using the During Virtual Oracle deck, Women's Oracle deck, and then we'll finish up with an advice card with Keepers of the Light Oracle deck, okay? And we have three decks for the men reading, and I couldn't decide which one to do the reading with. So I've been letting each one of the signs to basically choose which deck that wherever the energy pulls my attention to. And right now, Virgo, the tough tarot is where it's going, has one. So we're going to do a little bit of shuffling on camera. A little shuffling, and yes, I could shuffle all those decks before, but I'll do a little bit of shuffling with the card with this deck before we start pulling. This is the Three of Cups that just fell out for you. And folks, this messages may not resonate, and if it doesn't, it's okay, just move along. I may not be your reader, and if it does, show support, like, comment, subscribe, okay, so more people can see this reading and just to support the channel, really. So we can keep growing here. That was the Eight of Wands that jumped out for you. A little bit more shuffling. Messages for Virgo, the major energies Virgo will be facing. Major energies Virgo will be facing. The major energies Virgo will be facing. All right, here we go, Virgo. May this be for the best and highest good of everyone involved. And we start with January. We have the Three of Swords, and one of the cards that jumped out while we're shuffling was the Three of Cups. So we have another three energy here, and this time I've been pulling them by 1/3 of the month of the year. I'm gonna pull all 12 cards, okay, this time, and then we'll go over them. February, we have the Prince of Wands, and let me show the cards to you because I will not pick them up again. This is January, February, and this is March. And we know that January card, the Three of Swords, this is Libra energy. This is Saturn in Libra energy. This is also a card of heartbreak, of sorrow, right? And then we have the Prince of Wands, which is like an adventurer, someone who's very passionate, ready to start their life here, coming for February. And we have the Five of Wands, strife, disagreement, tension, argument for March. And here's April, and for April we have the Emperor. So for some of you, Virgo, there's quite a bit of fire here. You may be dealing with a fire sign, okay, especially in Aries. With having the Emperor, more fire energy for you comes May. We have the Eight of Wands. Is this a bit too bright? No. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands in May, fast moving energy, remover of blockages. June, we have a Queen of Disc. Now this is your energy, Virgo. In the summer month, you're coming back into yourself here. And July, we have the Nine of Swords, cruelty, anxiety, sleepless night. And here we have August. What do we have for August? We have the Devil, major arcana, number 15. September, we have the Six of Swords, moving away from the troubles, moving away from the conflict, okay? Here we have October, we have the Knight of Swords, fast-moving energy. Here we have the Four of Wands, completion. And I like this Four of Wands because look at this. It's supposed to be 4 wands, but it looks 8, right? Because it has created, and there's, they're like the wands are creating a kind of a wheel here, right? And it's almost like they're duplicating themselves, with, if you will, making the most of it. So for some of you, creating that new foundation is kind of like you basically resetting time, resetting the wheel, your own wheel of fortune. I'm getting here very strong energy for you with that Four of Wands in November, and you end the month here in December with the Princess of Wands. So you have the Prince of Wands and the Princess of Wands, the Emperor, Eight of Wands, Four of Wands, Five of Wands. A lot of fiery energy for you comes to 2020. And at the bottom here we have the Knight of Cups energy. So this is what's facing this whole reading. So for a lot of you, it's gonna have to do with emotions, like an offer of love, right? The Knight of Cups is about, it's not just an it's not just an offer, but it's an emotional offer, okay? And it's usually an offer of love that's being extended to someone. And here we see this masculine energy on a white horse galloping at full speed, and holding up that cup like it's not even a cup, it looks like a cauldron, and there's something in the cup. I cannot tell if it's a spider or if it's a scorpion. I think it may be a scorpion here, coming off of that. It's a crab or a scorpion. I cannot tell. So for a lot of you, Virgo, you start the year though in a sense, with a sense of sorrow and like heartbreak. Okay, with that Saturn in Libra card, with that Three of Swords. But the way this card is set up, there's so much blue and green. Green is telling me heart chakra, right? And blue is giving us like throat chakra energy. So it's in regards to some kind of like communication about fairness, bringing order in regards to relationship, especially if you've been in having disagreement, especially if there's been a three-party situation, whether that three-party situation is a person, is a thing, is an occupation, it's family members, whatever it may be. But there is something here that has brought you a lot of sorrow, that's really causing you a lot of heartache. Like if you look closely, like all the blue area looks almost like brain matters that are like scrambling, right? So for some of you, because it's a sword energy, it's about communication at the same time, it seems like there's like, it's almost like you are like all complete, like your brain is scrambled during this time. You are like, some of you're in such sorrow, you're in so much pain, you feel such sadness in regards to that situation. You cannot think straight, right? You cannot put your thoughts in order. And look, like this, it's a Three of Swords, but there's two swords up here. It's almost creating an anchor, almost like to hang that main swords too, telling us like there's only one sword that's the principal sword, that the sword that's the most important here, okay? That's front and center. So there is one truth, if you will, like this, the saying goes, with every story have three sides, your side, my side, and the truth. So the truth here, that's what's being portrayed. The truth is the main display here, and that truth, that clarity, that's the only thing that's important, and that's what you're gonna be trying to get to the bottom of, and that's what you should be trying to get to the bottom of come January, Virgo. Okay, that's very important here. Holding on to that truth, speaking up for that truth, putting that truth first is going to basically allow you to bring order to a situation, because this Saturn energy, okay? And we know there's like all these planets that are gonna be in Capricorn. Mercury is gonna be in Capricorn comes January. The Sun is in Capricorn. Saturn is in Capricorn, and we know Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so Saturn is in home sign. So during that January period, make the most of that Saturnian energy, okay, to bring a sense of order, and to bring a sense of discipline, and even a sense of mental stability and calm to yourself, even if it's just for yourself. If there's a situation that's really been giving you a lot of anxiety, it's gonna be a perfect time for you to really sort this whole thing out, okay? But it's not going to be easy. This is not an easy energy, okay? Especially if you were in the wrong, you was in the wrong, Virgo, you're really gonna be, it's almost like you're gonna have to go through that pain. You're gonna have to really experience that lessons in a very real way, okay? So here comes February. I was not gonna show you the card, but I like this Prince of Wands card so much, because there's so much passion here. It's like an explosion of passion. It's like a volcano exploded, and this chariot like just kind of like flew out of it, and someone is making the most of it. It's like I'm going to, and you can tell this is like the Prince of Wands, but this person here could very much be a princess, okay? That figure here, but someone is making the very most of it here. They are taking the bull by the horn, and just like riding it on. They have like so much passion. They have so much fire pushing them through, like so much creativity, so much like almost like drive. Okay, it's like you're being propelled forward. Comes February. So and there's so much red in here for a lot of you too. It could denote anger. Okay, for a lot of you, Virgo, be very mindful of that you may lose your temper. Okay, with all that fiery energy here. If it's a positive thing that you're dealing with, yes, it can show passion. Yes, it can show drive. It can give you an extra humph, to an extra push to go towards your goals. But at the same time, if you're dealing with negativity, that anger can also be unleashed. Okay, you can feel very aggressive, a lot of aggression. Okay, at the same time. So during February, it's gonna be a time where you really have to pay attention to what's driving you. Is it passion? Is it your own desire, or is it aggression? And to also pay attention to your own temper, to pay attention to your own anger. Okay, because you might just let someone have it, let some people have it, for that matter. And I'm not trying to be negative here, but this is the way the story is unfolding for you. Let's see what happens. So March, and here we have March, we have strife. And yes, I'm gonna show you the cards again, because I like that in the Tough Tarot, which is this deck we are using here. The cards are titled, right? We see strife here, and the Five of Wands is a card of ego play, of disagreement, of basically everyone wanting to have their say. Okay, of tension, of conflict. But it's not a fighting and conflict, it's more like a kind of like a verbal fist fight, if you will. So that anger we're talking about, it's still here. So what's telling me like is like, you're gonna want to have your say. You're gonna have to be, some of you gonna be in your ego about the situation here. But there's gonna be other people who are not gonna take it laying down. They're gonna want to face you too. And for some of you, it's that other people are coming at you. That's why you're gonna have to let it be known that I am Virgo, I am myself, and I have my own principles, and I'm in control of my own life. And you do you. You have to pay the consequences, and allow me to do me, and I'll pay my consequences. Okay. For some of you, we don't have the Seven of Wands here, which is the card of courage and setting up for your principles. But this is kind of like a lower energy, right? Low vibrational energy here. I'm getting for you, Virgo, where you're going to really much engage people at that level. They're gonna come at you with like whatever that they're coming with argument, disagreement, with tension, with kind of like aggression, and you're gonna meet them right there at the same time. And comes April here, we are in the spring. We have the Emperor, Major Arcana number 4. Look at the imagery here. So much fire. This card represents Aries. It's like red. You can't even make it out. A little bit of yellow to distinguish, to create the highlights here. But it's like all red. It's almost like the reds are the shadow, and the little sparkles of gold and yellow. Oh, that's the highlight to distinguish the picture right here, to create the nuance. So it's again that level of power and authority and passion and aggression. And we know the Emperor usually is an older person. So for some of you, Virgo, it may be that you have an older person, that is an older man especially, that is coming, that is gonna step forward to help you out. It's like, okay, I've got your back. And if it's you, Virgo, who is like an older man watching this, some of you may be feeling quite in full authority during this time. Okay, you may be feeling like a sense of control over the situation during this time. You may be feeling like you are in the power. You're gonna be taking a powerful stance, right? The power stance. You may feel like you have the upper hand, okay, in regards to this situation, whatever it is that created that Three of Swords energy, that created that sorrow, that heartbreak, that three-party situation, that disappointment, if you will. Like, that's gonna allow you to feel like you need to show out, whether verbally, whether it's in your own actions, whether it's the way you fighting the other people. Okay, you are reacting to other people, creating that strife, that tension. That comes April, you're going to feel like you got the upper hand. Perhaps in that fight, you're gonna feel like you're victorious. You're gonna feel like you're an authority. You are an authority figure in your life, if not over this whole situation and everyone else is involved. Okay. And here we have and by the way, the emperor is also a very wise man. That's why sometimes it's represented as an older man. It's also an idea that, you have gained some wisdom having gone through this. If it's not someone else coming from the outside to almost kind of like stand up for you, be an advocate for you, it's gonna be you who's gonna take on that stance. And here we have more fire energy with that eight. I'm not even gonna pull it up, with that eight of wands. And here we have a beautiful rainbow creating an archway here in that eight of wands, almost kind of like the rainbow that comes after the storm. The sun is rising again. It's almost like once you decide to take control of yourself, control of your life, control of the situation, all of a sudden things start moving mighty quick. Because the eight of wands is actually titled swiftness in the tough tarot. Swiftness it's called here. So about that situation that's been going on cycle, like with that eight, that ongoing situation. This is Mercury in Sagittarius card. So we have Mercury energy. So that means like travel, self-expression. You finally kind of like you've left that five of wands energy where it's about argument, ego play. You're now on the eight of wands. Sagittarius is about is ruled by Jupiter. It's about expansion, it's about wisdom, it's about travel, but it's things that happen more from the higher mind, right? From more like a high ground, if you will. Sagittarius energy. And so it's like that communication is going to be a communication that's coming more from a place of wisdom, more from a place more like a grown-up conversation, if you will. Okay, so if that five of wands was like bickering, just back talking, going back at each other, with that eight of wands energy, once you take that empress stance, you're going to be communicating at a higher level, at a more level-headed level. But also you're also it's going to be fast moving communication. For me, the eight of wands is also remover of blockages, right? We usually see the eight of wands just moving all in one direction. Here it's created. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. I showed it to you guys before so you can really see it. Here the eight wands, just like the imagery we see in that four of wands we haven't gotten to in November, it's creating a sort of a wheel, right? So wherever it is, whatever box that someone was trying to box you in, look at the ones they're extending far out, right, out of this box. It's almost like you're saying you cannot pigeonhole me in any role. You cannot set a trap for me. You cannot tell me you can only be this, you can only do that. You're going to create your own wheel of fortune. You're going to create your own fortune. You're going to create your own, like, reset the timing for yourself. You're going to, if you feel like you need to expand out of this wall, and that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to take all those ones, and you're going to turn them into a wheel. The wheel of time, the wheel of fortune. You're going to create your own, because it's a minor kind of energy, okay? And it's, if in regards to communication, it's also gonna be, you're gonna be communicating, I guess, in a way that's like going to that's going to be a lot more direct, but also that's going to be you're going to communicate to the whole group together, right? So there's no misunderstanding, especially if there are three people involved or multiple people involved here. You're going to make sure everybody is in the loop here of what's going on. You're going to make sure that communication targets everybody. Let it be known. Okay, Virgo, you're going to be like, let it be known. From this day forward, like, and you're gonna make sure everyone is attached. If it's an email, you're gonna know, everyone's gonna know what's your stance, where you stand, where you going with this, okay? And here we have, in June, we have the Queen of Discs. The Queen of Discs, I'm getting your energy here, Virgo. And for some of you, you're finally starting to feel like yourself again, okay? You're starting to feel like yourself. You're starting to feel like you're nurturing self. It's like you've done dealing with this thing, this I won't say BS, but so these things here. So you like now starting to kind of like sit on your throne again. It's time to take a moment, like, to nurture yourself first of all before you can start nurturing other people. Okay, this is like June. Comes June, you're gonna start like feeling like more like yourself, like you're not just out there putting out fire and defending yourself. Like, you can just be, you can just enjoy, you can start create again. Okay, and we have July, we have cruelty. Number 9, major arcana number 9. Look at this. All the swords are planting onto the earth here. It doesn't seem cruel, but at the bottom of the swords, look at the tip of the swords. It's like a droplet of blood coming out. So we don't see where the swords are coming from, but there are droplets. It looks like droplets of blood that are coming from the each one of the tip of the swords here, okay? In that, and it's called cruelty. And the Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety. It's almost like someone playing mind games with you, like an issue that would just not, that will not just go dormant, that will not just go away. Like it's almost like someone's gonna come back here comes July to rehash everything that you've already put down, you have already put to bed. This is Gemini energy with that nine of swords here, okay? It's almost like the same baseless communication, the same tit for tat, the same bickering. It's like it's right under the strife, the argument card, okay? It's almost like it's either someone, some people in your life are gonna come and rehash this whole thing you thought you put to bed here in April, or it's gonna be you who's going to almost like have a see something, you're gonna be triggered again by all of that. You realize like, okay, I thought I put it away, I thought I handled those people, but have you handled you yourself and the way you're part of this? So it's almost like you're gonna have a little bit of you're gonna be have a little bit of a stressed out time here. You're gonna feel a bit anxious about this whole thing, especially if that person, there was a movement away from these people, okay? Especially if you traveled away, you've moved away, or they moved away, or that there was some kind of distance that was put between these two situations. And especially if that's coming back, whether you have to move back, whether you have to go back, something happens where you have to reconnect again, that's gonna bring you a sense of I'm getting anxiety, major anxiety and stress here. And I feel like it's gonna be someone doing it purposefully, okay? Someone's gonna be instigating to get you to get a rise out of you, if you will, okay? And here we have number major arcana number 15, the devil, okay, representing August. So that's stress, that's anxiety. It's because of that codependency relationship for some of you. It's as if someone cannot let go. It's as if someone is like, I try to walk away and they're right back again, and they suckered you right back again to that same situation, to that same negative way of relating, to that same negative communication, to that same toxic situation, okay? And it's a real fight for you. Look at this. This looks, is it me, or this looks like two testicles, and then there's like the male member here. So for some of you, this person I'm getting here, please forgive me, for those of you that's not connecting with, like comes August, and you may very well realize it, it's as if like you and that person have like a sexual chemistry that is off the hook and you cannot let go. That's part of the attachment, of that negative attachment. It's as if kind of like that's what's keeping you together. It's like, you know, this person may not be good for you. For those of you, this is a romantic relationship, but you do not know how to let go, okay? There's an addiction here, and it's an addiction to like feeling good, or how that person make you feel despite all the toxicity. You cannot let go. There's a codependency here. And yes, for some of you, it may be that you do have a karmic relationship with someone here, that you are actually chained to that person, like we normally see the image we see in the Rider Waite, to people that are chained together at the foot there, at the feet of that devilish figure. So but I think you're coming into you becoming more and more conscious of it, okay? You're becoming more and more conscious of this whole situation, and how you can of how you are entangled in it, if you will. And here we are in September, we have the Six of Swords. You see, this is where that clarity, that understanding that's coming through here. Now you really want to be working hard to move away from that, because there's gonna be something here. I feel like when you become a bit more aware of your world, a bit more aware of, it's not just about those people and the things they do, the things they say, or that location. It's not about just that job, but your part in it, because you also have you also are playing a role here, okay? And with that Six of Swords energy, I feel like some of you, once you face that, once you recognize that, once you pay attention to the pattern, okay, of that relationship, you're gonna start to move away from it, okay? This is Mercury energy. This is Mercury energy here again. So you are gonna learn to express yourself. For some of you, maybe some information, someone, the way someone would express themselves to you. Look at here, there is a cross in the middle of this circle, and again, these words are creating again that other wheel, right? And here comes your salvation with that cross. Okay, that's the sacrifice that must be made here. With the, when we see the cross, we think of sacrifice, right? That's a sacrifice that must be made here. Do you want to sacrifice yourself, or do you want to sacrifice that relationship, that connection, or the way that connection has been, in order for you to move away once and for all from that recycled situation that is really not positive? Because what it keeps bringing back to you is strife and anxiety and cruelty. Okay, so I feel like with that Six of Swords energy, and it's called science here, this is Mercury in Aquarius, and we know Aquarius is a very learned sign. Aquarius is very, like, you know, they're like the doctors, the scientists, like the researchers, if you will. So it's like, you know, higher learning, like specialized skills, if you will. So I feel like for some of you, you're really gonna be able to bring your logic, okay, from you're going to be able to access your higher mind, if you will, your logical mind, not just your intuition here, in order to ask yourself the right questions in regards to this connection, in regard to this situation. And that's really gonna open a gateway for you to move. And once you get that clarity, once you have that understanding how fast you're gonna move, you will move so fast out of there. You will like be out once and for all. Oh my gosh, I just saw a bug. I don't even know what it is, but sorry. Yes, it's almost like something that was a pesting situation. That's what it's gonna feel like for you to move away from that, like once and for all. Okay, and comes November, here we have that new foundation you're setting for yourself, that new will you're setting for yourself, that new and we see here that wheel of fortune we saw in that Eight of Wands. It's wide open, right? It's kind of like a bunch of sticks just turning. Here we see an actual circle. It's like there's a sense of protection, an extra layer of protection around that wheel, that new foundation. This is Venus energy, Venus in Aries energy. So this is you really starting, this is a card of foundation, starting a new home, building a new home for yourself, building a new foundation for yourself, willing and to start a new, okay, willing to create for you something that is abundant, something that is that's going to be successful. It's almost like I'm seeing all the sun rays behind that wheel, at the center of that wheel, something that's going to be, that's blessed, that's gonna bring you a lot of blessings, okay, and a lot of abundance. And here it's titled completion, the Four of Wands here, meaning literally completing a cycle to start anew. You are turning that wheel, and you are gonna use every resource available to you, your passion, your creativity, to create that new sense of timing, to reset that timing, to reset your own luck, if you will. Okay, and here we have the Princess of Wands, more fiery energy for you, and that's how you close out the year, which is kind of like you feel like you've escaped something. Okay, look like this is like a slide, someone is gliding down here. That's what it seems like. You're gonna feel like you have escaped a situation. Like you see there's that I don't know, it looks like a tiger. It's going that way, and the feminine figure is going that way. It's almost like the animal is trying to hold on to their legs, and here they are, like, who are shooting forward, and they're holding that stick. It's like it looks almost like a sunflower. It could be like a picture of the sun, like, you know, a little stick with the sun on it, because now you know you have the blessings of the universe. You know you have the backing of the universe. You are flying off, like you're leaving behind whatever negativity that was. You are gliding, sliding off of it. Okay, it's almost like let it like roll off your shoulder, like no problem is yours anymore, like it's not my problem. You wanna have beef with someone, it's not gonna be with me. You're just gliding away. Okay, Virgo, yes, it's not there's gonna be some challenges, there's gonna be some lessons, but I think that's gonna be the highlight of your year. Once you come into that realization, when you come into that understanding, when you come to that, you allow your intellect to take over, you realize like this year this year, that's the problem. Whatever it is, that's that addiction, that negative entity here, that's the problem. And what's my part in it? How can I consciously move away from that? And once you make that decision, things are gonna start moving mighty quickly, okay? And let's see here your love message for the year 2020. Let's see what additional message we'll get for you. Spirit messages for Virgo. Ooh, okay, that was 2. Very soon. We have here chemistry. And one more. So it says clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And chemistry says there's a strong magnetic attraction here, and I really felt that's the message I was getting here with that with the devil card, that someone here has like, is very much like have a intense sexual connection with somebody, and that has really opened a door that's not the most positive for them, that has opened a gateway. They have been blinded by that connection, by that chemistry. That has caused someone to forgive someone a lot, to take, not even like forgiving is good, but to continue to stay in a negative situation for longer than they should have. Okay, let's see one more for Virgo for the year 2020. Virgo, the year 2020. Okay, new love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So and at the bottom we have separation. That's what's facing you. Okay, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So as the year start, it's amazing. Like the separation is gonna be a very big part, because the argument, some of you will be separating from your partner here. Some of you will make the decision to move away from your partner, okay, or at least a moment of detachment, of separation, so you can figure out, okay, what is the problem of in this relationship and what is my part of it, okay? And a new person has turned your romantic feelings, and it's someone you have a very strong chemistry with. And I feel like for some of you, that person doesn't necessarily have to be a new person. It could be a person you've already known, but it's gonna be a completely new relationship. But first you must decide what you want so it can come to you. What kind of relationship do you want? What kind of connection do you want? What kind of person do you want to share your life with? Okay, Commander Ashtar is at the bottom, and it says here, call to action, take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Take charge, lead by example. Yes, take charge, lead by example. And I feel here in the spring, you're gonna feel like you're doing that. You're gonna feel like you're doing that. But comes the fall, you realize, like, hold on, I did take charge, but I was taking charge in dealing with these other people, to dealing with the other aspect. But you're gonna realize you never actually dealt with yourself. You're part of the situation. Okay, so lead by example here. And this is the card that came out for you, Hilarion. And it says divine healing. Honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. Your light can support others. So it's very important for you to be in the clear. It's very important for you to not just take charge, but also to walk your talk, to also understand your own needs, okay, to also understand what's important to you, to also make sure that you are in alignment, you are in high vibes, so you don't so you can be the light, so you can encourage other people to to clean up their own act, like to clean up the conversation, to clean up the way you talk, the way you connect with each other. And even if it's a work situation, it's a career situation, it's not just a romantic situation, the same story applies here. And I feel like by the end of the year, some of you will come to that place to start anew, to set up that new foundation, to really understand what triggers you and what kind of people do you want to give your energy to. Okay, and I hope this message bring you some clarity. And if you enjoy it, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you for the next set of reading, which will be the weeklies, studying with the first week of January. Thank you so much, Virgo. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.